Greetings. Fucking save me. So, for the last 2 semesters I had the opportunity to live with a guy who we will just call Fort Robert for this video. Fort Robert and I were assigned to the same room in a kind of elite dormitory. It wasn't really all that elite, but that's for another video. Before moving to this dorm, I was renting an apartment with a fellow OS player. The rent was about 3 or 4 times more than the monthly fee in the dormitory. Another thing going for the dormitory was that it was right in the dead center of Budapest, while the apartment was so far out in the suburbs that it took me about an hour to get to my university. At the beginning, the plan was to move into the same dormitory room with a friend, but as you can guess by this video, things didn't go as planned. He already told me tales of this mysterious figure who makes weird and loud noises next door and doesn't take the trash out until it's infested with maggots. We hope that the guy will be gone by the next semester and we would have a peaceful and fun year without him. Guess which person was kicked out of the dormitory? Answer A. Fort Robert, a first-year student who was infamous for his shenanigans, so much so that nobody wanted to live even just next door to him. Or my friend who was a very tidy, very chill guy, already got a degree under his belt and was working on his masters at the time. Yep, it was my friend. What the hell did you expect? That was the first major red flag with this dormitory. My friend is basically the best roommate you can ask for and a decent academic. Yet, he was kicked due to the dormitory's extremely nonsensical requirements, while Fort Robert was allowed to stay. At this point I should have noped out of the whole dormitory business, since I still haven't moved in yet, but I was a fool. That should be enough of a preface, I guess. I know why you are here. You want to hear some nasty stories about Fort Robert. Alright, here we go. Let's just say that Fort Robert really loved to fart. This is not an exaggeration. When he farted, it was loud and proud. There was absolutely no restraint in his farts. I think he even attached a loudener to his a-hole so he could assert his dominance to the entire dormitory. Sometimes, when his farts were especially loud, he remarked his outstanding achievement by sharing his fascination with me. Once he farted so loud that he woke me up through my silicone earplugs. He giggled at his astonishing feat and gave me the smuggest, most shameless look you can imagine. After his fart resonated through my earplugs, I took them out and asked him as calmly as possible, Is this a real thing right now? He thought that I shared his sentimentality towards farting, so he started smirking and offered me some crunchy snacks, proclaiming that you can do big farts if you eat this. I politely declined, stood up, and opened the windows. This marked the start of the window wars, where every time I heard him fart I would open the window, even during winter when it was freezing outside. He didn't seem to get it at first why I am opening the windows all the time, but the frequency of his loud and pungent farts followed by a freezing cold wave of air for several minutes eventually helped him connect the dots.
What is that?
Dog training clicker. Gives immediate positive reinforcement, bridging the precious seconds between desired behavior and treat delivery.
House. She's not a dog. It really seems to be working.
Though, comparing my roommate to a dog is kind of insulting to the dog. After he recognized that farting so openly like that is not socially acceptable, I guess, he said he will try to eat less beans, but he never stopped cracking a smile every time he farted. If only happiness was so easy to achieve for everyone. There would be no more war in the world. Only window wars, I guess. You might be wondering at this point why I didn't just tell him straight into his face that his behavior is not okay, and he needs to make some changes so we can live together in harmony. Honestly, I was simply so shocked by some of his behavior that it felt stupid to ask him to stop. He was already asked to stop some of his less outrageous quirks like pissing with an open bathroom door or not taking the trash out when it stinks up the whole apartment. So I was starting to feel it's me who is asking too much. But then, of course, I told some of my friends about his behavior and they reassured me that not getting woken up by farts is a very low bar to have. I also had to ask him tons of times to use headphones when listening to music, or having a Skype call with his girlfriend. Speaking of his Skype calls with his girlfriend, I could overhear everything. Everything. Not because I really wanted to eavesdrop, trust me, I really didn't want to hear any of that, but because he just didn't think that his intimate conversations with his girlfriend deserved any privacy in front of me. Once, while he was on a call with his GF, he took his phone into the toilet and after he finished, I kid you not, he started to describe his fresh, massive shit to his girlfriend with the same enthusiasm as others would describe a work of art. And this isn't even the heaviest conversation I overheard due to his utter lack of concern for privacy. That award goes to the time when his girlfriend was diagnosed with some sort of illness that had the potential to make her infertile. And guess what was the first reaction from Fart Robert? This absolute buffoon! This complete fool! He straight up asked, no hesitation, no shame, no nothing, that if he could still have sex with her. Yep. Just imagine breaking the news to your boyfriend that you may be infertile, that you may never know the bliss of bearing a child, and his first reaction is, but we can still freak, right? That was him, the legendary Fart Robert. I don't think I could say anything that would top that, so let's just leave it here. I could probably make a part 2 or even a part 3 from his more light-hearted shenanigans, since I spent half a year in the same room with him and another half a year next door. If there is a demand, well, maybe I will. Until then, may his farts carry on his legacy down the pages of history. Godspeed, Fart Robert. Godspeed.